Hi, this is Shelley. I'm your college prep consultant, and I'm coming to you live to talk about the 21 FAFSA answers to the biggest FAFSA questions. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start out with, did you know that 7 in 10 FAFSA applications get denied? That is a big one. And it's due to mostly incomplete applications and just duplicating information on the FAFSA. I'll go into these additional questions. This is a 3 to 7 part series. I'll go into additional answering these questions later on. But first of all, I'm going to prepare this for you. All questions on the free application federal student aid application can generally be answered in an hour or so, but some of the questions, like I put here, may be a bit confusing. The FAFSA is confusing. Some say it takes a PhD to complete that application, and answering a wrong question can delay processing. So gather 21 of the top FAFSA questions here so that you can avoid mistakes and other snags with FAFSA processing. In this video today, I'm just going to cover probably like, let's say, the first 3 or 4 here or so. All right, so first of all, is the FAFSA free? Yes, it is. It is free. You can go on to fafsa.ed.gov. However, like myself, there's several college prep consultants out there that will help you fill out the FAFSA, that know the ins and the outs of it and the 12,000 plus regulations to help you maximize and get the most for attending college and to offset the cost. Because as we all know, college costs anywhere from roughly $33,000 a year if you're going to an in-state school, if you're going to an out-of-state school or an Ivy League, say, for example, Stanford, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, etc., can range anywhere from $53,000 all the way up to $72,000. So it's a lot of money, and there's a lot of money in the FAFSA, but it will not cover all that. Okay, so yes, the FAFSA is free to fill out. So if someone contacts you, it says here, like, let's say you go out to a school workshop and someone is there helping you fill out the form. That's amazing. If you come to a college prep coach or a consultant to help you fill out the form, of course, there's a fee for that. That will help you increase your chances of getting more money. All right. So what do you do if you haven't picked your college? Should you still out the FAFSA? Well, of course, you're going to fill out your FAFSA if you have an idea of what colleges that you're deciding to apply to. On the FAFSA, it takes up to 10 universities. Now, 10, yes, is the maximum amount that you can include on your FAFSA. But don't worry, because sometimes students will have like 15 colleges they want to apply to. They'll put 10 on the FAFSA, and then later on get like 3 or 4 or 5 denied letters, and then add the others on there. You could do that too. So you can take colleges off as you get denied and add others on your original list. So each school will receive your financial aid information, very important, including your family's income, assets that you included on the form. Now, on the FAFSA form, there is over like 80, 90 questions on there, and it asks anywhere from students' demographic information, parents' demographic information, GPA information, high school information, household information, there's asset information. But keep in mind, and I'll go over this in another video, there are 3 different formulas that help determine eligibility. And which one you are, I'll have that in a video at a later time. So what to do if you haven't picked a college? Like I said, fill out the FAFSA if you haven't picked a college. And as long as you're meeting the deadline, put those colleges on there, and then you can always go back in later on and add other colleges, okay? Third question, am I a dependent student or an independent student? This is a big question. A lot of students say, well, I work and my parents don't support me, and I'm 18 years old. So can I just claim myself as an independent student? Absolutely not, okay? Here are the tips on if this determines if you are an independent student. First of all, believe it or not, you have to be at least 24 years of age. Yes, 24 years of age from Department of Education considers if you're an independent student. Even if you're not living at home, you're still considered an independent 24 years of age, you're considered an independent student. Anything less than that, you're a dependent student, and your parents' income information is required. If you're a graduate student, you're considered an independent student. You're a veteran of the United States Air Force or Armed Forces, Marine Corps, Army, Navy. So if you're 17 to 18 years old, and you join the military and you fill out the FAFSA, you do not need your parents' income information. You have children or other dependents who receive 50% or more of their support from you. So you could be 18 years old, and if you are pregnant and you're not totally supporting yourself, then no, you would not be considered independent. You still be dependent because you're not supporting yourself. If you're emancipated minor or in legal guardianship, you're married or separated but not divorced, and at any point after the age of 13, your parents were both deceased. So out of these here, you only have to meet one, okay? Now, there's a lot else involved here as far as independent and dependent, as far as cost of attendance, but I'll go through that in a later video. And the last one I am going to go over is, if my parents aren't paying for my college, do I still need to list myself as a dependent student? Absolutely. Because on the FAFSA, like I said, if you are under 24 years of age, you're considered a dependent student, okay? Which means you will have a dependent budget, okay? A dependent budget and independent budget are two different budgets. Dependent budget is much lower, independent budget is much higher. But yes, if your parents aren't paying for your college, you still have to include yourself as a dependent student, okay? So it says here, whether or not parents contribute financially to your college education doesn't affect your status as a dependent student. You have to meet one of the criteria above, like I just said, in order to be considered as an independent student. The FAFSA is based on your parents' ability to pay for you to go to college, okay? And I know some of you are like, but I'm 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I totally take care of myself. My parents do not provide anything for me, any source of income. But unfortunately, until you're 24 years of age or you have a graduate degree, parents are responsible and their income is required on the FAFSA. Okay? In the upcoming segments, I will go over which parents' income do I put on the FAFSA form in detail. What do I do if my parents won't report their income? I'll go over that as well. Why does the FAFSA care if my parents attend college? That's a big one. What is the selective service system and why do I have to sign up for it? Can I get financial aid for multiple bachelor and master's degrees? Does my family make too much money for me to qualify for financial aid? And that's formula A, B, or C. And do I have to fill out the FAFSA every year? Is the FAFSA deadline the same for all states and schools? Let's see, can I make changes to my FAFSA form after submitting it? Can I skip FAFSA questions about assets? Do I have to be a U.S. citizen to receive financial aid? Should international students fill out the FAFSA? Should I fill out the form if I'm a DACA student? I will go over that. Do I have to accept all the financial aid I'm awarded? What happens if I take out federal student loans or I no longer need it? And do I need to change pre-populated answers on the renewal FAFSA? And the last question, number 21, is if FAFSA is a federal form for federal financial aid, does it have anything to do with financial aid from my college? So those are the 21 as of now. The biggest questions, and these are the biggest answers. My name is Shelly Ruffin. I am an expert college prep consultant. This is my 29th year in the business, and I have been serving families, like I said, for 29 years. And my credentials, of course, I have a bachelor's degree, a master's degree in human services, a master's degree in clinical counseling, neuroscience, finishing a PhD in psychology, industrial organization, and my courses at Harvard University. So if you have any questions and would like a free consultation to learn more, text us at 951-261-9799 for a free consultation to see if you're eligible. Otherwise, this is, again, like I said, a series of 21 answers to the biggest FAFSA questions. Okay, stay tuned, and thank you so much. And make sure you subscribe to the channel down below here. Subscribe. Okay, bye.